This is a great message. Simon, a Chelsea fan. Jim, if UEFA are rewarding fans for support during COVID, then surely the reward should be to refund those of us who went to the Champions League final in Porto in May. That's not bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's a good argument, but whatever they did, there would be an argument as to what they could have done something else. What they're doing is saying going forward, now I don't know if it's a once-off gesture, if it's going to be ad infinitum, they're going to do it at every single Champions League, Europa League final, and they'll probably be lucky to get 5,000 fans in for the Europa Conference League final.
It's a one-off at the moment. Yeah, it's a one-off at the moment.
Right, so we're talking about 10,000 tickets. If the cover price of each one of those tickets is 100 quid, you know, we're talking about, what, £1 million worth of ticketing?
For the Champions League.
Yeah, ain't a lot, is it?
Yeah. The thing is, they're duty bound now. If they start this, they've got to go on with it.
Yeah, I mean,
not just a one-off.
I think it's about making sure that people believe that that UEFA aren't this horrid, ghastly, corrupt little organisation that they are, by giving them a feeling of fan value, because fans were pushing back last year against pricing. They were pushing back against UEFA, suggesting that UEFA are an organisation that don't look after fans, don't respect the fans. They were very cross last year about the European Championships when, as I said to you a moment ago, the prices were upped when people had to refund, and people couldn't even get the tickets that they had refunded because they had to have the tickets refunded because UEFA couldn't put the games on. So I just think it's an exercise in football or UEFA trying to say, here we are.
Yeah.
We get it. We value fans.
We're rewarding you.
We'll reward fans on the basis of recognising your contribution to the value of football. So take it. And I'd like to see fans push even harder. Push them even harder.
Yeah, get more.
So we'd like more. And we'd like it every year. And we'd like it during the group stages and see how quickly they run for the hills then.
And yet you back any notion that it should happen here.
I don't see how it can happen here. I mean, I'd like to see...
Why not?
Because the funding of the game in this country is in such a perilous position because there isn't the right administration, there isn't the controls over the biggest cost. How do you give more money away or not charge for things when the game is balanced it's like balancing its finances, it's like balancing a juggernaut on a pinhead. You know, one little push either which way and clubs are finding themselves in terrible positions.
We talk about the Carabao Cup final. Now, I'll attend it, and I've attended most of them the last 7-8 years.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of sponsors are there.
Yeah.
No, I'm working for the EFL, cheeky boy. A whole bunch of sponsors are there on the day. Reduce the amount they give to sponsors. And for the two Carabao Cup finalists, give the outstanding amount to them.
That argument can be made, and the argument can be made that the sponsors are going there on the back of corporate hospitality, but the sponsors are pumping inordinate amounts of money. And of course, the argument will be, well, they're only doing that because they're getting the brand association. But, you know, one hand washes the other. You know, the argument about the Carabao Cup being able to give away free cup final tickets, you can run that argument. You can suggest that ultimately there should be an allocation, and maybe there should. But if we're talking about the Carabao Cup, you know, ad infinitum giving away free tickets, They already do this. I'm not against it. I'm not against anything that gives more value to the fans when they behave themselves. I'm not against any of that. I'm just against the idea that if the game is so perilously balanced financially, how can it afford to? If we're going to introduce controls so there's wage capping and there's more money around football so that we can fund grassroots better, so the game can wash its face better, so it doesn't depend on owners, it can actually run as an organic business, then by all means factor in ticket prices, factor in free tickets to go to games and showpiece finals, if indeed it makes it viable to do so. But again, you're in a situation where are these finals not being attended? Do we need to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Are fans complaining about paying to go to a cup final? I'm not sure they are.
It's a goodwill gesture. There's Neil White, another message on the message board this morning. Instead of 5,000 free tickets, give 5,000 more tickets to each of the competing clubs. That surely sorts it. Find them from somewhere
and distribute them. What is the current allocation?
We'll find that out. We'll find that out. We'll find that out.
30% each club, isn't
it? The two clubs in the final of the Champions League final get a fraction of the overall.
Isn't it 30% each club?
Something like
that. Yeah. And I don't understand that. I think it should be something in the region of 40%, 45% each club, and then 10% for dignitaries and for the sponsors, I suspect.
Dignitaries, yeah.
If there is such a thing.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.